You're lying in bed at 2 in the morning, staring at the ceiling. Tomorrow's payday, but you've already calculated everything in your head. Rent, car payment, groceries, that credit card minimum. And when it's all done, you're right back where you started. Zero. Maybe less. You close your eyes and wonder if this is just how life works now. Paycheck to paycheck. Forever. I'm Mr. Coin, and I need to tell you something. It doesn't have to be this way. There's a number that changes everything, and it's probably smaller than you think. Most people believe financial freedom starts at 100,000, maybe a million, but the truth is, it starts at $5,000. That's it, 5,000. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what happens when you reach that number. Not just to your bank account, but to your mind, your choices, and your entire relationship with money. Because this isn't just about saving. It's about becoming someone different. Let's start with something uncomfortable. Most people in this country will never save $5,000. Not because they can't, but because they don't believe they can. Recent data shows that nearly 60% of Americans couldn't cover a $1,000 emergency without borrowing money. Think about that. 6 out of 10 people are always one broken car, one medical bill, one unexpected expense away from disaster. That's not living. That's surviving. And survival mode doesn't leave room for dreams. But here's what I've learned after years of studying money and the people who master it. Income isn't the problem. I've watched people making $35,000 a year build more wealth than people making 6 figures. The difference has nothing to do with how much comes in. It has everything to do with what happens after it arrives. Your first $5,000 is not a financial milestone. It's a psychological breakthrough. It's the moment you stop being a victim of circumstances and become the architect of your future. Let me show you why this number matters more than any other. $5,000 sits in a very specific place. It's not so small that you can stumble into it. You can't save $5,000 by accident. It requires intention, discipline, real sacrifice. You have to change something about your life to get there. But it's also not so large that it feels impossible. For most people, with focus and a plan, $5,000 is achievable within 6 months to 2 years. It's close enough to see, far enough to transform you. When you have $0 saved, every problem becomes a crisis. Your car makes a strange noise? Crisis. Your hours get cut? Crisis. Your laptop dies? Crisis. You're always reacting, never planning. Your nervous system stays in fight or flight mode. That constant stress doesn't just hurt your finances, it changes how you think, how you sleep, how you show up in the world. When you have $1,000 saved, you've built a small cushion. That's progress. That's real. But it's not enough to shift your mindset. You're still basically broke just with a tiny buffer. But $5,000? Everything changes. You're not in survival mode anymore. You're in building mode. You have options now, breathing room. You can think 6 months ahead instead of 6 days ahead. That money in your account isn't just numbers. It's psychological armor. It's proof that you're capable of more than you thought. Let me tell you about Sarah. She was making $48,000 a year as a teacher. Good job, stable income, but every month felt like drowning. She'd pay her bills, live her life, and end up with maybe $200 left. Then something always came up. Always. Car registration, birthday gifts, her phone breaking. By the end of the month, she was back to zero. Sometimes she'd dip into overdraft. This pattern continued for 3 years. Then her apartment flooded. Insurance didn't cover everything. She needed $1,500 immediately for a new mattress, to replace damaged clothes, to cover the deductible. She didn't have it. She put it on a credit card at 22% interest. And sitting there in her friend's living room at midnight, crying and exhausted, something broke open inside her. She decided right then, never again. She was going to save $5,000 no matter what it took. Sarah got intentional. She canceled subscriptions she barely used. She started meal prepping on Sundays. She picked up summer school teaching. She sold things collecting dust in her closet. It wasn't easy. Some months, she only saved $200. Some months, $400. But she kept going. 13 months later, she hit $5,000. And you know what happened? She didn't stop. That achievement unlocked something in her. Today, 4 years later, Sarah has $37,000 saved and invested. She's on track to retire before 60. She sleeps through the night now, all because of that first $5,000. Before we go deeper, I want to ask you something. Leave a comment right now and tell me where you are on this journey. Do you have $5,000 saved? Are you working toward it? What's your biggest obstacle? I read every comment, and your story matters. Share it. Now let's talk about what actually shifts when you reach that $5,000 mark. There are 5 transformations that happen, and each one builds on the last. The first transformation is self-belief. You prove to yourself that you're not powerless. So many people move through life thinking that financial success belongs to other people, people who got lucky, people who had help, people born into the right family. But when you save $5,000 from your own effort, especially starting from zero, you shatter that belief. You become living proof that you control this. That changes everything. Because if you can save $5,000, you can save $10,000. If you can save $10,000, you can invest. If you can invest, you can build wealth. It all starts with believing you're capable. The second transformation is freedom from the paycheck to paycheck trap. This is where most people live their entire lives. Money comes in, money goes out. Repeat forever. It's exhausting. It's demoralizing. But when you have $5,000 sitting there, you've broken the cycle. You're playing a different game now. If you lose your job, you have time to find a good one instead of taking the first desperate option. If your car breaks down, you fix it without panic. You're not trapped anymore. You have options. And options are what freedom feels like.
The third transformation is how you see money itself. Before you save your first $5,000, money is abstract. It comes, it goes. You don't think much about it. But when you watch that number grow over weeks and months, when you see 1,000 become 2,000, become 3,000, money becomes real. It becomes something you respect, something you protect. You stop making careless purchases because you understand now that every dollar you spend is a dollar that's not working for you. Your entire relationship with money matures. You're not afraid of it anymore. You're not controlled by it. You understand it. The fourth transformation is experiencing compound growth. We've all heard about compound interest, right? Money making money. Einstein supposedly called it the 8th wonder of the world. But when you only have $100 saved, compound interest is theoretical. You make 50 cents a month. Who cares? But when you have $5,000 in a high-yield savings account or a conservative investment, you start earning real money. $20, $30, maybe $40 a month without lifting a finger. And suddenly you realize, this is how it works. This is how wealth actually builds. Not from working harder, from making your money work. And now you're part of that system. The fifth transformation is future thinking. When you're broke, you can't think about next year. You're too busy surviving this week. But when you have $5,000 saved, your brain unlocks a different mode. You start asking bigger questions. Should I invest this? Should I use it for a down payment on something? Should I start that side business I've been dreaming about? You're not just reacting anymore. You're planning. You're building. You become someone with a future, not just someone with bills. These 5 shifts don't happen overnight. They emerge gradually as you move toward that $5,000 mark and beyond. But they're real, and they're universal. Everyone who saves their first $5,000 experiences them. Now let's get practical, because understanding why $5,000 matters is one thing. Actually saving it is another. So here's the exact strategy that works for most people. No tricks, no hacks, just truth. Step 1. Set a real deadline. Not someday, not eventually, a specific date on the calendar. Look at your income honestly. Look at your expenses honestly. Be realistic, not optimistic. And choose a date. Maybe it's 12 months from today. maybe 18, maybe 24 if you're starting from a difficult place. Whatever it is, write it down. Put it somewhere you'll see it every single day. Make it real. Step 2. Reverse engineer the monthly number. If you want $5,000 in 12 months, you need about $417 every month. If you want it in 18 months, you need about $278 monthly. Break it down into something manageable. Suddenly, $5,000 doesn't feel overwhelming when you realize it's just consistent progress, 1 month at a time. Step 3. Automate the process. This is critical. Do not depend on willpower. Willpower is unreliable. Willpower fails when you're tired, stressed, or tempted. Instead, automate everything. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to a separate savings account the day after you get paid, before you pay bills, before you see the money, before you can spend it. Out of sight, out of mind. You can't spend what you don't see. Step 4. Increase your income if necessary. Now, some of you are thinking, Mr. Coin, I'm already struggling. I can't just save $400 a month. I hear you. I understand. Sometimes cutting expenses isn't enough. Sometimes the math just doesn't work. So you need to earn more. And here's the good news. In today's economy, there are more ways to make extra money than ever before. Freelancing online, gig work, selling skills you already have, asking for that raise you've been putting off, switching to a better paying job. None of this is easy, but it's possible. And remember, this is temporary. You're not doing this forever. You're doing this until you hit 5,000 and build momentum. Step 5, protect it like your future depends on it. Because it does. That $5,000 is not for vacations, it's not for new furniture, it's not for treating yourself because you've been good. It's your foundation. It's your launch pad. It's the difference between your old life and your new one. Guard it. Here's a question I hear constantly. Should I save $5,000 first or pay off debt first? It's a fair question, and the answer depends on your specific situation. If you have high-interest credit card debt charging you 18, 20, 22%, that debt is an emergency. It's actively destroying your financial life. Pay it off first. But if your debt is lower interest, student loans at 5%, a car payment at 7%, I'd recommend building your $5,000 first. Here's why. Debt is stressful, yes, but being completely broke is more stressful. Having zero savings when an emergency happens is how you end up in more debt. But having $5,000 in the bank, that's how you stop the cycle. That's how you break free. Take a moment right now. Pause and write down your commitment. Just type it in the comments. I'm saving my first $5,000, or I already have $5,000 and I'm building toward $10,000. Whatever your goal is, declare it. There's something powerful about making your intention public. It makes it real. It makes you accountable. Go ahead. Welcome back. Now let's talk about what happens after you reach 5,000, because this is where many people make a critical mistake. They hit the number, they celebrate, they feel accomplished, and then they stop. Or worse, they spend it on something they've been wanting. Don't do that. The first 5,000 is not the destination. It's the starting line. Once you reach $5,000, here's what I recommend. First, define what 3 months of basic expenses looks like for you. Not your ideal lifestyle, your survival baseline. Rent or mortgage, utilities, food, transportation, minimum debt payments. Calculate that number. For some people, 6 months of expenses is $6,000. For others, it might be $9,000 or $4,000. Whatever it is, keep that amount in a high-yield savings account as your emergency fund. That money is untouchable except for real emergencies. That's your safety net. That's your peace of mind.
After you've built that emergency fund, then you start investing. This is where your money stops being defensive and becomes offensive. This is where wealth actually grows. Index funds, Roth IRA, target date retirement funds, something diversified that compounds over time. Because here's the truth. $5,000 in a savings account protects you. $5,000 invested in the market builds your future. Let me show you what I mean with some simple math. If you invest $5,000 today and add just $200 every month, and that money grows at an average of 8% per year, which is roughly what the stock market has returned historically, in 30 years, you'll have over $300,000. $300,000 from 5,000 and consistent monthly contributions. That's not luck. That's not magic. That's just understanding how money works and giving it time to grow. But here's the thing. You can't start investing intelligently until you have that foundation of $5,000. You need stability first. You need security first. Then you build wealth. Now, I want to talk about something deeper in the strategy. I want to talk about identity. Because saving your first $5,000 isn't just about accumulating money. It's about becoming a different kind of person. It's about transformation. The person who has $5,000 saved is not the same person who had zero. They've learned to delay gratification. They've made sacrifices. They've said no to things their friends said yes to. They've stayed in when others went out. They've worked extra hours. They've been disciplined when discipline was hard. And through that process, they've changed. They become someone who thinks long-term, someone who values security over instant pleasure, someone who respects money instead of fearing it or chasing it. That transformation is worth more than the $5,000 itself. Because once you become that person, there's no limit to what you can build. The habits that got you to $5,000 are the same habits that will get you to $50,000, to $500,000, to financial independence. Most people never understand this. They think money is about luck or connections or being born into the right family. But that's not how it works. Money listens to those who respect it. Money grows for those who give it time and attention. Money stays with those who understand its nature. Here's what I want you to understand. You're not behind. You're not too late. You're not broken. You're just on a different mile of the journey. Some people started walking earlier. Some people had a head start. That doesn't matter. What matters is that you're walking now. What matters is that you're intentional now. What matters is that you understand where you're going. Your first $5,000 is proof that you're capable of more than you realized. It's proof that you can change your circumstances. It's proof that financial freedom isn't reserved for other people. It's available to you too. You just have to be willing to walk toward it, one step at a time, $1 at a time, 1 month at a time. I've watched thousands of people transform their financial lives, and almost every success story starts the same way, with that first $5,000. It's not glamorous. It's not exciting. Nobody's going to congratulate you. Your friends won't notice, but you'll know. You'll feel it. That quiet confidence that comes from knowing you're not helpless anymore, that you're building something real. So here's my challenge. If you don't have $5,000 saved right now, make that your singular focus. Not buying a new car, not upgrading your apartment, not taking a vacation. Just that number, 5,000. Give yourself a deadline. Build a plan. Automate it. Protect it. And watch what happens not just to your bank account, but how you see yourself. And if you already have 5,000 saved, don't stop. That was just the foundation. Now you build the house. Go for 10,000, then 20, then 50. Keep walking, because the principles that got you here will take you anywhere you want to go. Money doesn't fix your life, but it gives you the space to fix it yourself. It gives you options. It gives you time. It gives you the breathing room to make better decisions. And that's what $5,000 really buys, the space to become who you're supposed to be. $5,000 isn't the goal. It's the beginning. It's the moment you stop reacting to life and start designing it. It's when you realize that financial freedom isn't about being rich. It's about not being afraid. And that journey starts with a single number, a single commitment, a single decision to become someone different. I'm Mr. Coin, and I want you to remember something. You don't need to be wealthy to feel safe. You don't need millions to sleep peacefully. You just need to start. You just need to take that first mile. And then the next one, and then the next one. Because progress doesn't happen in giant leaps. It happens 1 mile at a time. If this resonated with you, share this video with someone who needs to hear it. We all know someone who's stuck, who's frustrated, who's wondering if things will ever change. Send them this. It might be the push they need. And subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, because every week I'm here, walking this journey with you, showing you the path forward. Your first $5,000 is waiting for you. Not someday, not eventually. Now. Go get it. 1 mile at a time.